What's up guys, Steven Dux here. Today I'm going to talk about my ABL trade that I made over 100,000. Last couple days I was a little bit sick, but I promise you guys I will do a video lessons on this. I will also do like a little bit monthly report. So this is one of my monthly performance since November. I think I made over 350,000. Now the major gains coming from bounce short, gap up short, some of the micro float. One of them is ABIO. And I did made mistakes a couple times on the ticker. I lost about 35,000 in the front, and I made 10,000 back, so I was down 20,000-ish. Then after in dump, I made about 100,000 and I hold some of the shares overnight and made about extra 60,000. What I'm showing you, all those are verified profits. So if you want to check out my trades, go to Profit. It will show you exactly entry, exit, shares amount. And so let me go through all the thought process for ABIL. By the way, ASNS was spiking. The stock was a pre-market breakout. Now, the stuffing volume at the market open was a lot. So you couldn't really break this forward. I shorted it and risking the nod. And because I saw the resistance, it's pretty far from $4. I think it was at 8. I kept my size really small. But I took a loss into this breakout and it fought back again. And I thought, okay, so this is a fake out. People probably will be freaking out and selling. Turns out, breakout again. So I completely cut the losses and just wait until the stock hits 7 or 8 area. So then stock spike again. I took a short in the 660 area and it fade back in the half. I thought, okay, I'm gonna sit and starting waiting for a profit. It turns out this huge bounce coming in, and I see, okay, the bounce was this strong. I'm not gonna go in again because the stock will probably have more potentials than this. Because if you can see a bounce that coming from a massive panic, if the bounce is over 75% or it comes back up in a really short amount of time, then the stock is highly likely going to make a new high. So the stock come back again. And in this bounce, I didn't get in because I want to see how far it's bounced because I want to be really, really careful since I already have the previous bounce. So it turns out it broke out. Now, because I don't want to go long into a resistance zone, so I just sit and watched when the stock hits around $8, it couldn't really break. So I shorted again because risking the day high. So turns out I was writing down and that was for sure the stock is coming back down. The stock went back again. I got really frustrated, but my entry was 750 area, so I was pretty comfortable. And when the stock keeps getting into the last half an hour, I was getting nervous because I don't want to hold that many shares overnight. And it turns out it dumped. I added a little bit more shares in the I think it was 650 area. Then you fade back all the way to 5, and the next morning it gapped down 40%. I basically took all my profits off in the 340 area. So that is my entire trade for ABIL. I don't think I overtraded. I cut my losses pretty decent, and I did made a couple of mistakes on it. Don't short something that is really too far from resistance, especially on micro flow. Try to go long. Because if it start to break out here, I will probably, the wiser choice is to go long than short because the stock resistance is at 8 and we're shorting at 4. So that's not very ideal. In the stock market, there's long, there's short. Don't get too biased on it because when you get too biased, something like ASNS will happen because if you're shorting anything that even has resistance, you still lose. Now, what happens if you're shorting something that without resistance? ASNS, if you look at the historical chart, it doesn't really have any resistance. Resistance is at 15. So if you're shorting at 2, the resistance is at 15, that's too far. And you have a huge risk range and you can't really afford to lose that. In terms of that, if the stock is on the merge news or something that have a solid contract winner or merge news, those are really, really bullish sign for the stock to go up. And when the stock starts to consolidate and gain more volume, that's even more bullish for the stock on the first screen day. I did tempted to go long on ASNS, but I didn't. And when you sleep or woke up, it's at 4. So I'm pretty greedy on it. But the stock is traded 40 million shares on the day. You probably will trade more shares tomorrow. Seems like there will be a multi-day runner coming soon, and we're already in November and December. This is probably the hottest seasons that we're experiencing by the end of the year. So ABIL, the stock did an offering before, I think, the next day. So the stock likely to do offerings after a spike. So please don't go long on these. That's why you always lose going long on those tickers overnight. But if you can catch the right moment, if the resistance too far and you can really parabolic like this, you can go long on intraday for micro flow. But don't hold it overnight, because you can get something like this, that massive offering that you are suddenly down 50%. That's something for beginners to be really careful with. First, the rule you don't want to do is cut your losses quickly. Make sure your risk range is within 5% to 10% of your entire positions. And the next thing is you want to do is don't hold stuff overnight, because those unexpected panic that you can't even cut your losses, that will straight break all your risk management. And the next thing is you don't know what to do, because you are forced to sell. Once you're forced to sell, you want to make that money back. Once you want to make that money back, you will cause a chain reaction of making bad trades, making emotional trades. That's how you really get frustrated in the market. So keep your rational mind on those tickers, especially on micro flow. Be patient. And ABL is probably my second, one of the biggest scam that I'm made over 100,000. Turns out I lost 30,000 in the front, traded multiple times, and plus the borrow fees and the amount of shares I traded, and overnight fee. So turns out I probably made about 55,000, $6,000 ish. And yeah, that one trade that I verified was 100,000. So I made all of my losses back with some extra. So hope this video lesson helps, and leave a comment about how you really should trade ABIL or microflow like this. I want to hear you guys' opinion. That would be it, and hope you guys have a great holiday.